Folks, listen up. There's a myth floating around the counter, the kind of junk whispered by newbies who think tactical means tactical. They look at a lever gun and think it's only good for brush clearing at kissing distance. They think these things can't hang with a modern bolt gun when it comes to precision. Well, I'm here to tell you they're dead wrong. If you're letting the price gouging and the supply chain mess keep you from buying a proper rifle, you need to see what's happening in the traditional world. These ain't your granddad's flimsy saddle guns anymore. I'm cutting through the marketing fluff to show you which lever actions are bringing damn good ballistic performance while keeping that traditional soul alive. If you've got bad eyes and arthritis, you need a rifle that shoulders fast and doesn't make you pay a king's ransom. Let's dig in. Smith & Wesson, Model 1854. When Smith & Wesson decided to crawl back into the lever gun mess after being gone for decades, they didn't just dip a toe in the water, brother. This rig can handle everything from the 357 Magnum cartridge all the way up to the heavy hitter, the 4570 Government. But the one we're zeroing in on today is chambered in the classic 30-30 Winchester. It's running a 20-inch cold hammer-forged barrel. Inside that tube, you get a 1 in 10 right-hand twist with 6-groove rifling, which is optimized for the modern projectiles they sell today. It tips the scales right around 7 pounds empty, which, when I shoulder it, feels perfectly balanced for quick shouldering. Now let's look at the guts, because that's where the real engineering shows. Smith & Wesson used a forged 416 stainless steel receiver. They paired that heavy steel with an external hammer and a robust crossbolt safety. The action itself is a traditional toggle link design, which, for what it's worth, has been proven reliable under stout recoil for a long time. For capacity, you're looking at 6+1 rounds of 30-30 on tap, feeding from a standard tubular magazine, but critically, it has that side-loading gate. That means you can top off without taking the gun out of the fight. Here's a big deal that separates it from old junk. The muzzle is threaded 5/8 by 24 right from the factory. It's ready to mount a can or a brake immediately. Now for the brass tacks on accuracy. Using Hornady lever evolution ammunition, testers consistently reported groups hovering around 2 inches at 50 yards. Do the math. That translates to roughly 4 minutes of angle. That's perfectly acceptable for dropping a whitetail inside 150 yards. But understand this, it ain't a match-grade precision instrument. The synthetic stock options are excellent. They keep the weight manageable and shrug off nasty weather that would warp cheap wood. This rifle is perfect for the working stiff who wants modern features, like that threaded barrel, bolted onto a traditional operating system. It gives you versatility most legacy lever guns can't touch. Henry Big Boy Steel Carbine. What makes a carbine handle like it weighs nothing but still shoot with the authority of a full-size rifle? Number 4 delivers exactly that balance. This is the Henry Big Boy Steel Carbine, specifically the model chambered in 357 Magnum. The barrel length is a tight 16.5 inches, which is perfect for navigating thick brush or pulling it out of a truck cab without sacrificing too much velocity. That round steel barrel features their traditional rifling with a 1 in 4 twist, which is highly optimized for those heavy 357 Magnum loads. Weight is sitting at just 6.59 pounds unloaded. That makes it one of the lightest steel frame lever guns you're going to find on the rack today. It sports the large loop lever, giving you a real positive purchase for cycling the action, even if you're wrestling with heavy winter gloves. Mechanically, you're getting Henry's traditional side gate loading, which they finally introduced in their updated models a few years back. That's paired with a tubular magazine holding 7+1 rounds of either 357 Magnum or, if you're training, 38 Special for lighter recoil. The action uses their exposed hammer design, backed up by a rebounding firing pin and a transfer bar safety mechanism. The feeding is controlled by their carrier system, which has proven itself absolutely reliable across millions of rounds in the field. Independent testing shows this carbine is capable of 2.4 to 2.6 minutes of angle, using quality 158 grain, 357 Magnum loads from names you trust, like Winchester and Black Hills. Your effective range sits comfortably at 100 yards for deer-sized game, though skilled shooters are definitely pushing it further with the hotter Magnum loads and good holdovers. The short barrel sacrifices some velocity, You're looking at a loss of roughly 100 to 150 feet per second compared to a full 20-inch barrel. But the handling characteristics more than compensate for that minor ballistic trade-off. This carbine swings fast, it shoulders naturally, and the mild recoil makes follow-up shots effortless. Just remember, this is a 150-yard rifle at its absolute best. Marlin 1895 Dark Series. This is the rifle that just refuses to quit, no matter how much junk you throw at it. Marlin's 1895 Dark Series takes that classic, hard-hitting 45-70 government action and wraps it in completely modern, tactical-looking aesthetics. But don't mistake that appearance for a simple marketing gimmick. This rifle delivers serious downrange capability. It's chambered exclusively in the thumper that is the 45-70 government. The Dark features a 16.17-inch barrel with a 120 twist and 6-groove rifling, and it's cold hammer-forged for extreme durability under high round counts. The threaded muzzle comes standard with 11/16 by 24 threads, ready for a suppressor or a serious recoil break. For weight, the manufacturer specs say 7 pounds, though tested examples often come in just slightly lighter at 6 pounds 13 ounces. The stock is a nylon-reinforced polymer which features M-LOK slots for all your lights and accessories, and it keeps the rifle totally weatherproof in the worst conditions a bureaucrat can dream up. The guts of the beast use Marlin's proven Model 1895 action. Magazine capacity is 5+1, feeding from that standard tubular magazine. The crossbolt safety provides an extra layer of security, though, frankly, traditionalists are always going to debate its necessity when you've got an exposed external hammer. Field testing from Outdoor Life showed 5-shot groups consistently landing in 5-inch circles at 100 yards with standard factory ammunition. That's roughly 5 minutes of angle. Exactly what you expect from a short-barreled 45-70 shooting with basic iron sights. Now, with modern optics and some tailored handloads, shooters are reporting tightening those groups up to sub 3 inches. That makes this a legitimate 200-yard rifle on large, dangerous game. The 45-70 delivers tremendous energy at close range. With 300 grain loads, you're generating over 2,000 foot-pounds of energy right at the muzzle. That makes this rifle an absolute powerhouse on bear, elk, and moose inside 150 yards. This is best suited for someone hunting dangerous game at close quarters, or maybe wanting a compact camp defense rifle that hits like a freight train. If stopping power is the mission, this is it. Browning BLR. The Browning BLR combines everything we just discussed into the most capable lever-action hunting rifle you can buy today. Here is exactly why this rifle earned the top spot on our list, even though it's not a traditional Winchester design. First, the action. It is a unique rack and pinion action with a rotating bolt head. This delivers genuine bolt-action lockup strength. This isn't some floppy toggle link or a simple sliding bolt. It is a multi-lug system that handles high chamber pressures all the way up to the 300 Winchester Magnum safely. That means you get true Magnum performance with lever-action cycling speed. Second, the detachable box magazine. It holds 4+1 rounds in standard calibers or 3+1 in the Magnums. Because it's a box magazine, you can chamber modern, pointed Spitzer bullets safely, accessing their full ballistic potential without worrying about chain firing in a tube full of cartridges. The chambering options are insane. Everything from .223 Remington up to 300 Winchester Magnum. You've got .308 Winchester, 30-06 Springfield, .270 Winchester, and the modern 6.5 Creedmoor. Third, exceptional accuracy. Multiple testers report sub-minute of angle groups at 100 yards with quality match or hunting ammunition. The 20 to 24-inch barrels feature precise button rifling and excellent machining. The aircraft-grade aluminum receiver reduces weight without sacrificing rigidity, and the steel barrel insert provides the strength needed for those high-pressure Magnum cartridges. The BLR in .308 Winchester or 30-06 with quality optics is effective out to 400 yards in skilled hands. With a 6.5 Creedmoor or a 300 Winchester Magnum, that effective range extends even further. The BLR succeeds because it simply does not compromise. You get bolt-action accuracy, Magnum chamberings, quick follow-up shots, and beautiful aesthetics all in one package. This rifle definitively proves that lever actions belong in serious hunting conversations right alongside any bolt gun on the market. These lever actions prove that traditional actions can still deliver serious modern hunting performance when properly engineered. But now we're shifting gears completely away from levers to look at the bolt guns that built the hunting tradition. Winchester Model 70. Let's kick it off with a legend, the Winchester Model 70. This rifle's been earning respect since 1935. It stood shoulder to shoulder with the Remington Model 700, and many shooters still call it the rifleman's rifle. Built by the Winchester Repeating Arms Company, the Model 70 carried forward a legacy stretching back to the Model 1873, the gun that won the West, and the Model 1894 lever action. Durability and reliability have always been Winchester's calling card, and the 70 kept that tradition alive. Early models borrowed heavily from the Mauser action, meaning you got true controlled round feed and a rugged claw extractor, features hunters valued for dependable cycling in the field. But it wasn't just about function. The walnut stock carried sharp checkering and clean lines that gave the rifle a classic look as sharp as its performance. After World War II, as America returned to prosperity, the Model 70 became the go-to for a new wave of sportsmen. Winchester offered it in multiple chamberings, and in 2018, they even rolled it out in 6.5 Creedmoor, proving the design still adapts to modern demand. Accuracy is rock solid. The action and barrel maintain consistency even after long-range sessions. Shoot 1,000 rounds through a Model 70, and it'll hold zero. This is a rifle that's earned its place in history and still stands tall for hunters who demand tradition with proven performance. This rifle is the gold standard many others try to copy. While the Model 70 is built on proven history, the next rifle proves that reliable performance doesn't require you to mortgage the farm. Ruger American Rifle. Now, let's talk modern affordability done right. The Ruger American Rifle. Introduced in 2011, this series quickly proved Ruger could mass-produce a budget-friendly bolt gun without sacrificing accuracy or reliability. These rifles are light. They're easy to pack into the woods, and they deliver performance that far exceeds their cheap price point. Ruger built them smart. Synthetic stocks that can handle abuse, cold hammer-forged barrels that deliver tight groups, and their integral bedding block system that keeps the action secure for repeatable accuracy. The barrels are free-floating, and the triggers are fully user-adjustable, meaning you can dial in your pull weight for your exact preference. Chamberings cover everything from the classic 30-06 Springfield to the versatile 223 Remington. Whether you're chasing deer in thick timber or coyotes out on open land, there's a Ruger American setup to fit the task. And here's where it gets crazy, boys. The street price often sits right around $400. For that kind of money, you'd expect bare-bones junk. Instead, Ruger gives you a feature set that rivals rifles nearly twice the cost. That's why the Ruger American has carved out such a strong following among hunters who want dependable accuracy without draining the wallet, which is important when the price of $50 ammo keeps climbing. This rifle is the definition of a tool, not a toy. But while the Ruger is cheap and accurate, it doesn't have the legendary pedigree of the rifle that has sold millions of units based on its design alone. Remington Model 700. You can't talk hunting rifles without bringing up the Remington Model 700. This bolt gun has been putting venison in the freezer and steel on target since 1962. Ergonomics are smooth, accuracy is trusted, and its reputation stretches well beyond the deer stand. To date, Remington's moved over 5 million Model 700s across more than 900 different variants. That kind of track record speaks volumes about consistency and demand. Mechanically, the action is push feed. The bolt drives the round straight into the chamber, and it's backed by Remington's famous 3 rings of steel. That system locks the cartridge in with 3 layers of protection. First, a steel ring surrounding the bolt face. Second, a ring at the barrel's breech. And third, the forward receiver ring. The end result is a safe, secure action that keeps pressure contained and delivers repeatable accuracy shot after shot. This isn't just a hunting rifle either. Back in the 1980s, the U.S. Army selected the Model 700 as the foundation for the M24 sniper weapon system. By 2010, That platform was modernized into the M2010 Enhanced Sniper Rifle. The Army converted the action from .308 Winchester to .300 Winchester Magnum with zero issues. That upgrade alone proves how rugged the receiver really is. For civilians, that translates into a rifle action that can handle long-range precision builds just as confidently as it handles a whitetail hunt. It's safe, accurate, and time-tested. That's why the Model 700 still stands tall as one of the most respected bolt guns on the market, even with all the current corporate mess. It's the benchmark. While the Model 700 relies on historical military adoption, the final rifle on our main list relies on a time-tested partnership for world-class manufacturing. Weatherby Vanguard. Now let's wrap up with the Weatherby Vanguard. Weatherby has been a respected name in bolt-action rifles ever since Roy Weatherby founded the company back in 1945. From the very beginning, they built a reputation out west as the maker of high-performance hunting rifles with speed, accuracy, and reliability at the core. In the 1960s, Weatherby teamed up with Howa Machinery out of Aichi, Japan. That partnership led directly to the creation of the Vanguard line. It was designed as a more affordable option compared to Weatherby's flagship Mark V series, which carried an exclusive price tag. But affordable doesn't mean watered-down junk. The Vanguard rifles proved to be some of the most accurate and dependable hunting guns Weatherby ever offered. That's why they earned a permanent spot in the racks of American hunters coast to coast. Howa manufactures both the action and the barrel, and they build them to tight tolerances. The Vanguard action blends elements of the M16 style claw extractor with features of the Mauser system. The end result is smooth feeding, strong extraction, and excellent consistency. Right out of the box with good match-grade ammunition, the Vanguard delivers serious accuracy. Modern models even come with a sub-minute of angle guarantee. That means 3 shots inside an inch at 100 yards when using premium ammo. The trigger is another standout. Weatherby equips the Vanguard with a crisp 2-stage design. It breaks clean, predictable, and makes precision shooting easier for hunters and long-range shooters alike, which helps when your eyes aren't what they used to be. Chambering options are extensive. 68 different calibers from .223 Remington for varmint control all the way up to .375 Holland & Holland Magnum for heavy and dangerous game. That spread gives you the flexibility to pick a Vanguard setup tailored to your hunting environment. Put simply, the Vanguard delivers Weatherby's reputation for accuracy and dependability at a price point more hunters can reach. There you have it, boys. These rifles, whether lever or bolt, prove that real tools, not plastic toys, are what matter when you're out there. If you've got the hip pain, you need reliability. You can trust without fighting the price tag. Stick to the proven designs. Now tell me, do you trust the 30-06 or the 308 more when the chips are down? Tell me below. Hit that subscribe button if you want more no-nonsense analysis and less of that tad of cool fluff. Stay sharp.